Fridays are a big to-do with Apple Arcade. That's usually when new games are released. However, Apple Arcade games also get updates. That was Friday's main highlight when Zen Pinball Party was updated. There's a new table. It's Garfield. This is the second in a row of famous newspaper comics. The previous pinball table, not counting the new multiplayer table, was Snoopy. Although I was surprised to learn that Garfield set a Guinness World Record for being the world's most widely syndicated comic strip. Interesting.
Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to another fun-filled day with your favorite pet.
I'm glad I looked it up because this game has an unusual intro. My first thought about this game was, what's with the spider? There are people that simply hate spiders.
Boy, the waiting's getting to me.
So I'm surprised that it's a main feature of the game. Apparently, that's a controversial part of Garfield's history, so I think it would have been better to change that. Even as far as skill shots go, I'm not sure what it's about. The screen says to raise left flipper and hit trash or spider for a super skill shot. I can read that now, with the game paused, but when playing the game on my Apple TV, sitting on the other side of the living room, the text is too hard for me to read. So I was like, whatever, let's just play. It can't be as hard as Snoopy Pinball, right?
Don't worry, Odie. It's not an avalanche. It's just my stomach rumbling.
I was still getting used to the theme. It has a horrible mix of items. While it has tasty things like pizza and lasagna, it has spiders, mice, and dog food. It's quite the zany layout. But more importantly, this game has more lanes than a supermarket. Counting the trash can, it looks like 10 main lanes. That's not even counting the lane for the side flipper. They're not huge lanes like in a Costco. No, these are skinny lanes, like the ones you'd find in a Brooklyn deli. The Costco reference is really relevant here too. The way a Costco works, it intentionally has less products to choose from. That way, the customers spend less time deciding which brand to pick. In a more general sense, it's called the paradox of choice. Having too many choices to choose from can have a negative effect. So, does Garfield Pinball have too much going on? For a new player, I think so. There's a lot going on here. In order to make good choices, you need to know your goal. My goal here was to get 3 stars. That requires a score of 25 million points. This wasn't that hard to do. I'm not even sure how I did it exactly. Basically, hit the ball towards the flashy things and don't drop the ball. I don't know exactly why, but some shots were giving over 1 million points, so I kept trying to do that, even though I'm not sure what it was that I was doing. I suppose this raises an obvious question. Is Garfield Pinball a bad table? No, I don't think so. If I see this table pop up in an event, I'd probably play it. I think this table has more longevity than the others, as there's a lot to do. It's just that I really like the other tables a lot more. Attack from Mars, Snoopy, Wild West Rampage, and even My Little Pony. They're all really great pinball tables. On a macro level, the problem with Garfield is also a problem with Zen Pinball Party. There's a lot to choose from. Although, you can go even one level higher. The problem with Apple Arcade is that there's a lot to choose from there too. Is this really a problem though? Is there really too much to choose from? Even though there are a lot of games to play on Apple Arcade, and even though there are a lot of pinball tables in Zen Pinball Party, I was happy to see Garfield. It reminds me of the cartoon that I used to watch in the 1980s, a Garfield Christmas special. Surprisingly, it's available on YouTube. So, while I would have preferred Garfield Pinball have a Christmas theme, instead of spiders, garbage cans, and dog food, Garfield is another nostalgic character that is welcoming people to Apple Arcade.
It's not fair.